I use the word, I always look at GOAT status like a gumbo recipe or a chili recipe, an award-winning. There's a lot of ingredients that go into that. It's not just one thing.
Right.
So the word totality. And people will bring up the argument, well, if it's about rings, why not Russell? If it's about rings, Robert Horry got 7. And I love to say this. People, y'all need to understand the difference between being the reason you win and winning for a reason. Magic, Bird, Michael, Shaq, Kobe, Hakeem, franchise players. They're the reasons their teams won. Yes, you need role players.
Right.
But don't make no mistake about it. Robert Horry won for a reason. He was right place, right time. Hakeem, right place, right time. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, right place, right time. Kobe, Shaq. There's a difference. Bill Russell played in an era where he was one of 3 niggas in the whole league. Larry Bird said the best basketball players are black. If the opposing coach put a white boy on me, I took offense to that. So when you're one black guy amongst 3 black guys in a league full of white guys, you're not pitted up against the best. And the league was shorter amount of games played.
Oh, right.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to adjust for inflation or
Exactly.
however you do that. Yeah.
So yeah, he won 11 championships in a row. You honestly think if Bill Russell played in the era with Wilt, Kareem, Ewing, Hakeem, Shaq, Bill Walton, he wins 11 straight? Get the fuck out of here.
I don't want to be disrespectful because his legacy is to be celebrated. But when Michael Jordan got to the league, there was a dude named Granville Waiters. Do y'all remember Granville Waiters? He had a receding hairline. That was back when people didn't even shave.
Oh, when niggas had the George Jefferson and was 28.
That part right there.
Right.
World be free in them. Like,
right.
So it was some dudes from that era.
Right.
And they were not, I'm talking about player coach. You know, you go over there with a suit on, with a
right.
uniform and a clipboard.
Right.
Because you're not touching the court. You came from that era.
Listen,
your rookie season, Bill was on his way out.
People go, well, Kareem. Well, first of all, and it's not not Kareem's fault, but part of it is he didn't come up in an era. The Jordan came up during the explosion of television and cable. In the 80s with Magic and Bird, they revived the game. But by the time Jordan got to it, cable television had exploded. Now, Kareem didn't come up in that era, but Kareem was also known for being non-approachable. He wasn't a personable guy. He didn't love the media. And this was back when he was the face
guy
of the NBA.
Right.
He was the guy, and he shied away from that. So that hurt him in a lot of ways. When you look at the totality of what Michael brought to it, the stats, the athleticism, the popularity, being a game changer, global popularization, everything. I don't think that there's anybody that can match with him.
Matter of fact, do you think that Jordan came up during cable television, or do you think that cable television came up because of Jordan?
Both.
Because
I think it's a marriage.
I recall looking at ESPN when it was Bob Lee and Chris Boomer.
Right.
What's his name? Berman. Chris Berman. It was 3 dudes.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Gatorade, just like you said, all of that stuff. Who was the commentator? You had Mike Greenberg.
You talking about the black dude who eventually passed to cancer? He would always go Mookie.
Stuart Scott?
Yes, Stuart Scott.
Cooler than the other side of the pillow.
Yeah.
All of that, in my opinion, came really on the back. Jordan was the product.
Right.
Like, we have these cameras, we don't know what to do. Oh, we have Michael Jordan. He's going to do something amazing. Now we can put all of this into that.
Oh, it's a marriage. I think it's a marriage.
Yeah. And you can even see that with, again, the reason why anybody knows who Stephen A. Smith is because of the time he spent as a beat writer while Allen Iverson.
In Philly.
Right.
Yeah.
So Walter Cronkite is Deep Throat or Dan Rather or whatever. But you can see how some Ali and
Howard
Cosell, like this partnership, this thing that only grows but you have to have the product. If it's Ali, if it's Jordan, if it's...
Listen, I respect LeBron, and people think because, I'm always talking shit about LeBron, and I'm that old man on my porch, this is my era shit, Jordan, that I don't like LeBron. I respect LeBron. I know I talk a lot of shit, and I'm being funny, but you can't help but respect him. I think he is one of the greatest players to ever play this game. But if you're going to put him up there in the GOAT conversation, look, at the end of the day, 6-0 beats 4-6. And I don't know why people keep wanting to celebrate how many times LeBron got there. His record is 4-6. That's a losing record. Michael is 6-0. That's a perfect record. How do y'all diminish that? And I always say it like this. Fellas, just answer this one question. What would you rather have? A big dick that works sometimes, 4-6, or an average dick that works all the time, 6-0? Choose wisely.
But fellas, in real life, you don't want to be an average dick, though.
Never.
You never want to be an average dick. But real quick, what championship is this for Steph? What to get to?
He's gotten there 6 times.
This is 6.
No, he hasn't won 6. I think he's won 3.
And
if he wins this one, this will be 4. He's been in the finals 6 times.
Mm-hmm.
But if he wins this, it'll be 4.
So there's something to be said about making it to the finals.
Yeah, but
again, even as a player, if you lose the finals, I imagine you would rather have just lost in the first round.
Well, here's what I hate too, and now I'm glad that I do have your 50-year-old self here.
That's right,
because you can answer to this.
Yes, sir.
You know, when I hate when people go, they belittle Michael's era. He played against truck drivers, plumbers, ice cream truck drivers. And they say things like, today's athletes are bigger, stronger, faster. Yeah, but y'all do rest management. My era played all 82 games.
With the flu.
With the flu. We didn't wear goggles for champagne skeet, nigga. We took the burn. We were physical, in a more physical era. These guys are bigger, stronger, faster, and they get hurt more. They sit out. They form the Avengers. We didn't team up.
Come on.
So come on, man. It's amazing. People act like Michael didn't play nobody. Look at his competition. The East was tougher in his era than it was in LeBron's era. Mm-hmm. He had to go through the Knicks, the Pacers, Detroit.
Gosh. Yeah.
Come on, man. Barkley, Malone. He played against All-Stars and Hall of Famers. These young niggas kill me, man. Y'all young kids stink.
Speaking of stink, think about the oldest players when Jordan was a rookie were people who played in a stadium where the coach might be smoking a cigar on the bench, where there was no smoking section. You could smoke squares in the forum while a damn NBA game was going on. So you got all kind of extra things messing with it.
I just read online
athletic environment
where James Worthy said him and Magic used to fuck cheerleaders during halftime.
That makes sense. Rah, rah, rah. Yeah. Laker girls. Go Laker girls.
That's how that nigga got the HIV.
One time for the greatest era. Showtime.
Right.
Showtime. Imagine that. Now they have too much access. Remember if they were fucking cheerleaders at halftime, remember they were not catching them come from the players' parking lot to the locker room. Right. Once they start showing the players get out of their car and on their way to the end, it's like, hey man, you got to unplug that because the cheerleaders gonna be fucked in the hallway here in just a second. It's gonna be a golf cart come by here, and we're gonna need you to have that NBC camera up out of here. I know you like his outfit. I know it's very weird. I know you don't like what Russ is wearing, but it's going to be some whorish things that's going to be captured on. Oh. Yeah, Jim Gray will be back